against Aleksei. Aleksei's played that champion 4 times before he used it against Alternate.
Cool.
And now it's now every game they come against is being banned away from them. But look at that. The ban's coming thick and fast. Lissandra, Evelyn, Jace, straight away, Boy, Meteor Makers, Twisted Fate, Nunu, and Thresh fight Gambit. So what will the first pick be? Is Shen is available? Will it be for Mokatte? I'm wondering. I think it may well be.
I think it actually would most likely be Elise, where Kubon, he plays a couple of champions really well, and Elise is one of them. And typically we see him being like the tipping point for the team, where if he has a good lane, like we saw versus Evil Geniuses, he got dove 1v2 multiple times, was able to pick up a kill multiple times. I don't know, so if he gets a good start, I think that would be his pickup. But if he does pick Elise, I think Gambit will respond by taking Shen.
Well, I think Diamond's probably going to take Xin Zhao. I'm almost certain that one's going to come through because he wants to show that aggression.
Okay.
There is the Shen that's going to be picked up. We think for Mokatte, he has used it a lot of times in the jungle, and honestly, he's always on with those flash shadow dashes, getting those taunts in from long range. We do see Sona. Darker's kind of, I don't know whether he's been browbeaten and say, you will choose this. I think Darien, I'm not too sure. He's got a smile on his face, or is he just?
Is
it just the snake? I can just see him. He's just past Genja's brow.
Doing the snake.
He's just, yeah, doing the snake. Nope. If you've not seen it, ladies and gentlemen, check it out. It's a Gambit released video as well. Sona has been locked in. They're going to switch it to Victor because they are in Russia. So why not?
That's Edward being happy right now, because he used to always go over Victor when he was last pick. But that can't be. Okay, I was about to say, there's no way that's going to be locked in. So we will see Alex actually on Kha'Zix here. And how many times have we seen on him, and how many times has he done phenomenally on him as quick
instant
picks?
locks?
Yeah.
Instant locks there. So, well, Kubon going to be happy. He gets his Elise. Does take that away from
He's
Darien.
smiling quite hard too. He's
and,
like, yeah, let me have him.
I got it, yeah. Yeah, look, there's actually discussing Mokatte's like, no, you want it? No, I'm not going to trade it with you. No, not at all. It is, of course, Mokatte picking up Varus for Makler, so his brother's going to be happy with that one as well. What is the AD carries? Will we see an Ash coming out once again here from Genja? Will they throw something new in the works?
I'm kind of surprised that he hasn't gone back to Misfortune, which he used pretty much exclusively in the spring split. Obviously, she was changed around a little bit, where her impure shots do less damage per stack, but they stack to 5 now instead of 4, because we are on 3.7, just to bring it up again for you guys at home who aren't exactly sure. But we do see, just as you predicted, we saw a Xin, but this time it might be Jarvan. And
it might be, yeah. He wants to show aggression.
Jarvan. Well, yeah, and that is one good champion to do it on.
Well, if Aleksei is on Kha'Zix, I get the word out eventually, that would actually make sense. So he can lock them up in that Cataclysm, jump in. There is the Ash as well coming out. And that is going to be the jungler Jarvan coming in for Diamondprox, who honestly set up so many kills the other day against... Ooh, who did they play last night?
Alternate.
Was that last night? No, that was Friday.
Oh, there's been a lot of games this weekend.
It's been a lot of games. It's been a confusing day. Vladimir may well be coming out. I think that's simply a case of selecting it. Maybe for the Rioter that's here called Vladimir. Who knows? I haven't actually checked whether he is an actual vampire yet.
He's been out in the... No, he hasn't. I haven't seen him out in the daylight.
I haven't seen him in the daylight. I only ever see him at nighttime. Who knows?
I don't know what you can do. Take some rice and drop on the ground, see what he does.
Some rice? Is this some sort of Americanism? What the fuck?
No, I actually took a class in college about this.
Okay.
They have like OCD, so they have to pick up every single grain of rice. There you go, little TIL right there.
Well, the analysis desk has just lost it, frankly, because we don't know where you're going with that one.
I'm serious.
Today I learned Jason's mind is still strange.
You knew that a long time ago.
In a while.
But anyways, we do see the timer ticking down. It looks like
going to go Zyra.
What a surprise.
What a surprise.
It looks like we will see Vladimir here. So Czaru, oh, come on, don't run teleport on Vladimir as well. Is there a champion he won't run teleport on?
I'm still lost by that grain of rice.
It's true. I swear. Go look it up. I took a class on this.
I'll take your word for it, Jason.
Appreciate
Don't worry. Rengar actually being hovered over, but Vladimir for Czaru. Actually, I wonder if that's going to be top lane. But I think I think Kubon's probably going to end up with the lead. It will be Czaru on Vladimir in that mid lane. That actually makes sense against Kha'Zix, though.
Yeah. So
you look confused on that one.
I had to think about it just for a second, just to kind of see exactly where you want to go. I mean, we know Nasus is a pretty strong counter to Kha'Zix, and the Renekton that was being sat on.
Ooh.
I remember specifically talking to Alex one time, and he said that Darien picked Kha'Zix saying he wanted it, and Alex was like, no, you can't play him, give it to me. And he took it over for him. So I'm not really going to assume that Orianna is the pick for them, but they've done weirder things.
Well, we went in for Darker. He's gonna switch it? No, it's staying. It's gonna stick. It's gonna be Orianna, which means it will be Aleksei on Orianna, and Darien in the top lane on Kha'Zix, which against the Lease, not sure about that one. Maybe they're going to go for the 2v1. I think that's probably what they're going.
Yeah, well, you have to kind of give Genja, well, not Genja, Ash, a 2v1 lane, because you need to be able to, like, buy the tier early on, be able to start stacking it up, and Ash obviously kind of, well, let's just be honest, she kind of sucks early game until she gets the, the late game force, the ultimate up as well. So I think they're going to do it. I think you're definitely right on that one.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get things underway. What are we seeing overall between these two team comps? We're seeing, obviously, the aggression that you're going to get with Jarvan in there, with a Kha'Zix in there, with the arrows coming flinging in as well. The Shockwave ball delivery system is there with either a Kha'Zix or Jarvan. So everything is set up for Gambit. But what are Meteor Makers countering with?
So, Meteor Makers, they want to kind of land a cocoon onto someone or grasping roots, followed up with a taunt right over all top of them, and then kind of just use the Vladimir ultimate, pop in the Varus Chain of Corruption, and just kill one target. And then from that, just work their way. But, you know, Gambit, you're definitely right. They want to kind of get that a strong initiate on. They want to land that arrow, followed up with the Cataclysm at the BDS, then have Kha'Zix just kind of get his resets off. So it's going to be a really interesting game, and it kind of, to me, depends on who shines early on. And Meteor Makers typically will get the first hurt on you. So it kind of shows that they control the aggression. They're the ones that want to control when they get out of the laning phase. But as we saw with Gambit versus Alternate, that Gambit can put the aggression on twofold. Well,
you got to assume that surely it's going to be Diamond that shines the most, but we will find out, of course. There is a this is a very scary Orianna. You may have seen, if you follow...
That's not the same one. That's not the same one. That one scared the crap out of me. I'm going to have nightmares tonight.
That is the same one. It's Clockwork Orianna, Bladecraft Orianna.
No, because she has... No, it's the puppet one. It's the puppet one.
We'll see.
It's the one with the X's, the whatever.
Anyway, if you follow Jason Kaplan on Twitter, which is JCapLol, I believe it is, he's down with the cool kids with that
it might be Captain
Twitter
Kaplan
handle.
soon,
not too sure about that one. It might be Captain Kaplan.
Control yourself, Demon. We got a game to cast.
We've got a game to cast. Check it out anyway. You'll see a very scary picture of an Orianna cosplay on there. It's going to be Meteor Makers as the blue team and Gambit as the red team. Things will be getting underway in just a moment. Let's have a look to see if we get any level 1 shenanigans. You're seeing, looking at, was it Darien again? Is Darien confusing you?
No, I was looking at Makler. He's actually running 2-foot armor pen, 8% armor pen, 9% lifesteal, and 3% spell vamp. Interesting.
See how that works out for him. He technically is a caster, I guess, was Varus. Caster AD.
You're the only caster I care about, Demon.
Oh, wow.
God, that was weird.
That's a lie, because you love Freakmore.
He's a handsome man.
It's the chin strap. It sets you off. Nevertheless, we've seen where the wards are going to get placed. We are going to ward right down in the bottom bush, right in the top try bush as well. But no invades coming from either team. Nobody actually from Meteor Makers going across the river. Not really a great deal of wards being placed at all by Meteor Makers.
Yeah, a little bit surprising. Then again, I mean, typically when they do ward, it's aggressive. They want to be in your jungle with it. And we're going to see exactly what happens. But we do have... So Pink Ward actually dropped very early on middle, so they might actually want to say, over Meteor Makers, that they want to go for a very early gank on Alex mid lane if Mokatte wants to take taunt relatively early on. So we're going to see how that one works for him, though, but that's a lot to invest, like, right away. That really is.
All he has is a pot and wards.
That's Vladimir.
That's Vladimir, yeah. But it means he hasn't spent all his gold at the start. He doesn't really need to, he feels, and Czaru is just going to be off helping out Kubon on the walls. So we do see the lane swaps as we did expect. Of course, Genja and Darker on Ash, and Sona will be going towards the top lane. That will be up against the Spider Lady of Kubon on Elise.
Okay, I'll say this for Kubon. I feel like I'm talking bad about him too much, but I know he relatively has a tough time in 1v2 lanes. Back in the promotion series for LCS Summer Split, he had a really tough time going on 1v2. So I hope he's been working on it, and we're going to find out here if he has. But it's going to be very tough because Genja's going to be doing a lot of damage, and it lets Genja get all that free farm.
We are going to see Libik going in with the wards, putting on towards the Tribush as well. They don't want to get Diamond coming aggressive, which he did tell me he was going to do. We'll see how it works out for him. Kha'Zix, meanwhile, in that bottom lane is going to be Darien. We'll see how that develops, because this is going to be an interesting one. Czaru was taken down very low by Aleksei, and a bit of a combo. Ignite was just ticking towards the end there as we passed across the screen as well. And we do have a bit of an invade coming on. We see Diamondprox going for the blue.
And he's being aggressive. He's keeping true to his word right now, and he should be able to steal that away. But you did see quickly on your screen that Mokatte was sticking around middle lane. He wanted to make something happen there, but he's on the wrong side. And we might have a 3-man gank top lane. Diamond's coming around for this Kubon. He's level 2, so he might have his repel. actually have to check if he has it. He does have his repel, so this is going to be a really interesting dive.
It's going to be a dangerous, dangerous dive. Kubon, of course, no ward in that tri-bush like they've just done in the bottom lane. So they went protective in the bottom lane, trying to expect Diamond to come there. Instead, Kubon just throw out the cocoon. Doesn't land. In that case, Diamond actually taking 2 tower hits there. He's going to force Kubon away. He's doing a lot of damage towards him as well. Ignite comes out from Kubon on towards Diamond, but that surely will be the top turret gone.
Okay, so very early aggression out of Gambit. They're trying to counter Meteor Makers. They're trying to control the game. And we did see Alta versus Meteor Makers multiple times that when Meteor Makers doesn't have the control of the game, they're playing defensive, they're playing reactionary, their skill kind of not skill is kind of drop a little bit, but they don't necessarily know what to do 100%, and they have a tough time coming back from that. So Gambit taking advantage of that in every way possible. Very smart play by them.
Controlled aggression, first turret going down. Gambit will pick that one up inside 4 minutes. And we can see actually the bottom turret as well. Libik and Makler putting a lot of damage down on that one as well. Darien actually taking a good bit of damage from that piercing arrow and the hail of arrows. Instead, they're just going to farm it up. So they are going to be facing Genja and Darker in that bottom lane in just a moment. Aleksei is actually very low on mana. He's going to go back to buy as well, while Czaru continues his farming spree in the mid.
Farming? He's not doing too much of that right now. Instead at 15 to 26, he's having obviously a tough time, and it's Vladimir. So you expect him to have a decently hard time until that level 9 point where he has his transfusion completely maxed out. But he's going to be going for that selfish spell vamp item, so that's why I think that's why he kind of saved his money in the beginning, just to kind of get that, make sure he can buy it relatively early on. But just like I said, Gambit, they're coming down to 2v2 here. Genja, he hasn't built a tier. He has 2 Doran's Blades. Doesn't have really much any more money for anything else besides that, but sitting at level 4, and when that level 6 happens, Darker, I mean, he's a little bit behind Genja at this point, so when he gets 6, you're gonna see some fights break out.
We'll see how it develops. There is the double amp tone being picked up by Czaru. Has got teleport, of course.
There it is.
There is the teleport about to come in. He has also got Ghost as well if he wants to go full on aggressive. Darker was the one that was caught. Makler did land the piercing arrow, but it's just not enough damage coming out yet from Meteor Makers.
That was a really ballsy teleport by him. I mean, it almost caught Gambit off guard. They almost were able to burst down Darker because he's level 2, and that's the reason they went in for it. But now they should be able to get this turret down.
Well, look at the river, though. We can see the Darien's coming down. Diamondprox is also coming from the top lane. There's going to be 4 members of Genja. Genja manages to get the arrow on towards them. He's not quite hit 6. It doesn't matter because he slows them enough. Czaru is going to try and get away from this one. Diamondprox gets the first blood. Libik also taken very low. And, well, Gambit, 4-man pushing. The turrets is in trouble, honestly, here, because Meteor Makers can't defend this. They have to back away. It doesn't matter. They're going Dragon.
Yeah, they're going to go for Dragon here potentially, and they should be able to get that as well because they have the 4 members there. In the meantime, though, Kubon is top lane, so he's going to try to push out as quick as possible, and that Dragon, it's going on very slowly, but with Sona there to heal you up, you should be completely fine. In the meantime, you do see Alex. He's going to be pushing middle here. Mokatte backed away. Well,
the crowd are definitely getting picked up. You like to try and quiet the home crowd as much as you can. Maybe getting that first blood in there, but it has not worked for Meteor Makers. Czaru has just about to hit 6, which means, of course, that Hemo Plague will be available. But until that comes in, he's going to have problems. And now he's going to have to back away. He's going to have to back away. Genja and Darker back in there. It's too dangerous a lane for him. And Aleksei is getting all the free farm in the world right now. Build up a 15 CS advantage over Czaru in that mid lane.
And this is going to get very troublesome right now because Czaru is just having a tough time kind of getting his foot in the ground. He's being pressured quite a bit by Darker as well as Genja here. But he needs to get that level 9 point. He really does. He needs to get his items. He needs to get that spell vamp item to really kind of sustain quite a bit. He's actually getting very low here.
He's dead. I think he's going to have to pull away from this one if level 6 comes out for Genji in a moment, which he's quite a distance from getting, actually. It won't be happening anytime soon. That Enchanted Crystal Arrow is not available. Libik going very, very aggressive here, knowing that he has got the support of Mokatte creeping in there, trying to bait them to actually turn aggressive on him. You are going to have Makler joining him as well, so that's 3 members of Meteor Makers back on this bottom turret. Remember, it's very low right now, this bottom turret.
The thing is, what Gambit did to stop Mokatte from getting around, like we've seen him play Shen multiple times, do extremely well in Shen multiple times, but they took away that blue in the beginning, if you remember, if you cast your mind back, and that really held him back because he was playing very reactionary, and Diamond was the one that was put on the aggression. He was the one trying to force some things, force the first blood bottom, force the dragon, and now Gambit, they have a nice strong lead here. And you gotta be careful of this blue buff because Meteor Makers, they're coming up to it.
They're going up towards it. Aleksei is on it. Diamondprox is about to come around as well. Can they manage to try and get on towards it? They see the minions there. They do come in. They get the steal. Mokatte picks it up.
That's gonna hurt quite a bit on Alex, but still, he's doing very fine on farm right now. 51, leading the entire game so far. But Meteor Makers now, they're gonna be aggressive. They're gonna try to push here. And we do see Darien jump over the wall, and looks like Gambit actually just going to sit back here. So Genja, he's doing what he does best, going off by himself, farming away, letting the rest of Gambit here hold this turret down. And As the game goes on, I mean, Gambit, they're stronger right now, but when Alex starts to get his items built up really soon, they're going to be able to decimate Muture Makers.
We'll see how it develops. Darien, of course, has been farming away as well. He's got that Tier of the Goddess now. He's going to try and stack that one up alongside him. Kubon still yet to really get any items out. Ward being placed out there. And Diamond, well, they want to get in the outfade. It's actually Darien that's going to get spotted out. He has to jump away. The Hail of Arrows comes in there. Are we going to see Diamondprox get this one stolen away? He does manage to get the smite on it, but Kubon goes aggressive. He has to slide away. While this is all happening, Aleksei is just continuing the free farm. He had no intention of ever coming to get that blue buff. They were happy just to let Diamond take it.
We talked earlier about this in the 2 games of CIS where we saw Oriana 2 times. One of them got held back, did nothing. The other one did extremely well, did insane amount of damage, and Alex, that's all he's focused on. He wants to keep this farm up because he knows the impact he's going to make is going to be crazy. So as long as he keeps this up, Gambit's going to look very strong as Kubon. He's already behind CS in the top lane as we see Czaru and Mokatte sticking around bottom, which is a little bit interesting as Czaru has spell vet behind him. He should be able to hold this himself, but Mokatte, he's behind in levels, and he needs that level 6 point.
Yeah, it's just when to help him get some farm, get to that level 6, which he has just done. So Stand United will be available should as and when they need it, which does mean, of course, with that teleport, they can try and get a numbers advantage at some position on the map. Darien now getting that free farm, continuing on to keep the pressure on towards Kubon in that top lane. And actually, the CS is equal between the two now. You can see both at 40, or they were until Kubon decides to just clear out and feast on that wave.
We've seen this happen before, something really similar to, it was SK versus Evil Geniuses back at DreamHack as the final game where SK ended up winning. Ocelot got hurt very bad in lane when he was middle against Froggen, and he was on Kha'Zix obviously, but they switched him bottom. They took an early turret, he went bottom, got a lot of free farm, which currently Darien's doing. He's keeping that lane push up, he's constantly farming away because he knows if he keeps this up, his damage is going to excel. And that whole point of, hurting him early on isn't going to matter.
Well, you can see that Libik and Makler, they're trying to prevent Aleksei from farming here, which is very difficult to do against an Ariana. He's probably one of the best 2v1s you can ever get, certainly in that mid lane. We do see Diamond, though, hankering off at the side there. He wants to slide in, hasn't used that Cataclysm in anger just yet, and will maybe be able to create something here instead. Wave gets cleared, they all back away.
I just imagine him screaming, Demacia, as he goes in with that Cataclysm, really angry like. That's very true, he hasn't used it just yet. And we'll see what happens here as they're trying to stop him from farming, but it's not working out too well so far as Czaru's not sitting bottom lane. So he's trying to do the same thing Darien's doing. He's trying to get a lane where he can just farm in. However, he's against a lane that can really push him out and really punish him. And Diamond, he's waiting to go in here. He wants to make a play happen. They have the ball available. And if you see Alex get the ball in the right spot, he might ultimate, and you might see Diamond come in from the side.
Well, he's going to show himself instead. Comes across, Aleksei wants to go back to buy. And Diamond just slides on through and says, right, I'll take the race. I've been standing around long enough. And we do see Gambit immediately coming back in towards this top lane. So they want to just protect the turret. They realize that if they leave Makler and Libik alone, he probably will get a lot of damage down towards it. They are going to buy themselves a little bit of time to get towards their grasping routes. Not quite at range to take down Diamond there. And quickly the volley comes in and Genja wipes the wave out.
Something that MYM is being really hesitant to do, that they always do in their games, is the really heavy aggressive warding. They haven't been able to get a turret, or actually, sorry, they got one turret at the bottom, but typically when they get that first turret down, if they're the team to get the first turret, then they're just warding up the enemy jungle and they try to just take away every camp. And right now they haven't been able to, which worries me a little bit, as we do see though, Genja has his Terry, starting to stack it up, and we're going to see that mirror mana come out of him.
Yeah, of course, it turns that Q on. Every single basic attack just stacks it on there. We do see Spirit, the extra Spectral Wraith, also being picked up by Czaru, as you mentioned earlier on. Getting that selfish lifesteal item.
Yeah, that's not selfless.
Selfish, yeah. Meanwhile, actually, Bilgewater Cutlass just been picked up as well by Makler, so he's going to be going for the Runic Bulwark already early on, as long as there's, along with the Berserker Greaves. Good God, my mouth, yeah, it's just gone out the window.
And we're going to see, as the game goes on, what items are built up here. As Alex, he's going for more of a well, not utility, it sounds a little weird, but going more towards utility, not going for that straight upfront burst with the Murillo, or not the Murillos. Actually, it depends. He might go Murillo Nomicon, but most likely the Themes and Holy Grail here. And Dragon, it's up, it's live. Gambit did get the last one here, and they want to try to stop it.
Yeah, and BF Sword was just picked up by Genja, so he's coming back with that damage item now, and he's going to be doing a lot more damage, actually, than Makler will be able to. So we'll see whether Gambit want to force this one. Well, you think it's questionable.
Well, yeah, I mean, the whole point is that Ash, you auto-attack, that's it. Your volley does help, but Mars is a caster AD, so you're going to do percent damage plus the piercing arrow damage, hail of arrows, etc. But it's going to get to that point where it's very close.
They're never going to get a straight 1v1, though, when there's Diamond and Darien on Genja. On Genja. They will be on Genja. They'll be protecting him. Don't look at me like that. Your mind is a strange place, and I never want anyone else on the stream to go there.
There was a belt somewhere in there. But anyways, so we do see Niche Makers, they don't know where to go. Like, is that just me, or do you see it as well? Like, they don't know exactly how to react at this point.
Yeah, and because, like you just mentioned it earlier on, the fact that Meteor Makers, they're so used to having the advantage. That's how they win the games. And as it stands, Gambit are just starting to bully them slowly, actually, doing a bit of an evil geniuses, just driving them out of the lane. Meteor Makers going to try and set up for the Dragon here. They do get the ward down, and Genja, he is miles away from this fight. He's now starting to head down the river. They surely realized, they surely saw him there. Oh, that's going to be the flash. Oh, flash Shadow Dash not working. That's the first time I've seen it fail from Mokatte. Now, look at that. They're just backing away.
And now, I mean, if Genja actually shot an arrow down there, he'd be able to hit someone for that full stun duration, and Gambit should be able to blow them up, tie that in with the crescendo, but Gambit, they're not going for it either. They're just trying to keep MYM there so Genja can push this top lane, get that turret down, and give them a little bit of extra gold.
Well, it does mean that everybody from Meteor Makers is backed away. Makler's just getting that farm in that mid lane, keeping Diamondprox busy. We saw Aleksei actually forced away by Libik and Czaru there in the bottom lane as well, briefly. And this is a bit of a stalemate between the two. This is a lot slower. Meteor Makers weren't lying. They said they were going to slow the game down. Gambit wanted to take it aggressive. Blue buff, though, being picked up by Genja. Maybe the first of many. I
wanted to argue with Meteor Makers saying they're going to slow the game down, but it was Libik, so I was like, okay, I understand. Let that one happen. I'm going to back away. But Gambit, they're starting to go for Dragon here. They do have 4 members here. Genja's going to be coming down from River. He still has arrow available. We see the ultimate from Shen come in. And they might try to go for this.
It's Stan United coming out towards Kubon. Flashes, gets the cocoon down. Darien's the focus, but straight away the shockwave comes out. He does manage to get the hemoplate down, Czaru, but it's not really going to be enough. Not a great deal of damage. Are they going to be able to get one down? You see Darien drop. Diamondprox goes down. Meteor Makers, can they get on towards Genja? They need to try and close the gap. Flashes out of the grasping roots there. Turns back around, puts another volley down, but that was 2 kills for Meteor Makers there. The Dragon is still up.
I'm not sure. Okay, no, they're being healed up right here. I was about to say, I'm not sure if they can fully go for it because Alex is still here, Genja's still here, and Libik's going to take some damage.
The flash comes out from Makler. They're going to try and turn this one back around again, but as you mentioned, the damage there, they're still tanking the Dragon as well on Czaru. Czaru's going to go down here. He's not going to be able to try and get away with it. Paul, the blood comes out. Is it going to be enough? Genja uses that barrier. Piercing arrow comes through. Kubon still gets away with it, but that was a 2-for-0 trade this time around for Gambit. You have to question why they went back for that Dragon, because now Gambit have free reign to pick it up.
2-for-0 and a 3-on-4. That's not a good trade anyway. The Matchmakers, they were able to win the first little skirmish that they saw. They ended up blowing that lead right there. And now Gambit, just like he said, having the members who died, came back full health, are going to be able to take this Dragon really easily. And that hurts Matchmakers quite a bit, though. I will give him credit. That was actually a good play with them to go for the initial engage. But I agree with you. They should have backed away after.
Yeah, they were just too low, and the fact that Aleksei was completely untouched, they were always going to come in for this one. Teleport comes in from Czaru. Well, what is he going to be able to create from this one? You see Mokatte also coming around, but you can see the Dragon already down, and that's going to be one sliding away. Diamond can just slide his way through if and when he chooses. I'm not too sure whether he wants to. He's going to stick around. Crescendo not available, so we do see, slides back into Makler, not really the one you want to find. Piercing arrow comes out, and Makler will pick himself up a kill. Darien still trying to run away from this one. Could go through the turrets. I think he may just be able to escape through the jungle.
He should be able to. I mean, he's a casualty. He does have jump available. No one's really in the vicinity to chase him down, so looks like he will escape here. Alex, in the meantime, going to be attacking the top turret, and then Genja, middle here, going to be pushing this middle lane. So Gambit, even though they lost Diamond, they still come out ahead because of that Dragon take. And they don't have that much of a goalie. Like, to be honest, this game is still very close. It's really anyone's game. Czaru's pushing the ball lane right now as he's being forced to back away here. And Gambit, they're just trying to keep aggression on these 2 lanes, the top and middle.
But it's a 50 CS lead building up now for Aleksei over Czaru, which is why Czaru has to be down there. Those teleports, he's been coming for the kills, but he's not been able to get them. Every time he teleports in, something backfires for him. Oh, Chain of Corruption missing out from Makler there. Again, just simply sidesteps it, turns around, puts the arrow down. In comes Aleksei. He has not got flash available, but if he closes in, the ball could come down. Shockwave not wasted there because he knew the ball was in this time around. Diamondprox Cataclysm in. There's the Shockwave. Does manage to take down Czaru. Mokatte taken low. Genja going aggressive this time around. He loves this build.
I love it too. I might start playing this when I get back home when I have some time to play, but it's working out perfectly for him. He's able to get that frost shot on permanently. He's able to volley spam, and now with a 5-man Gambit here, they're going to be able to push this turret down, increase the lead to 1. And that is a lot of gold now that's starting to get in favor of Gambit here. And not to mention gold, they have quite a bit to spend when they do go back. And this is getting to the point where if Matchmakers don't pull out something soon, then the game's going to slip away from them.
Absolutely, 5k gold, and you never ever get ahead of Gambit, no matter how well you're playing, because they'll always find a way to keep that farm ticking, despite the fact they could be losing in kills. As it stands, they're not. They're 4-3 up in kills, they're 2-1 up in turrets, and they are 1-0 up in dragons as well. So every advantage, they will out-farm you, out-level you, and out-kill you.
And they're proving it right here. So we do see, actually, really interesting. Alex bought home guard boots very, very early on.
He does that.
Yeah, so he definitely wants to get around the map. He definitely wants to keep his farm up, which, like you mentioned before, 50 CS lead. Actually, Czaru hasn't gotten, he hasn't gotten 1 CS in about a minute and a half right there, because Alex was able to increase the lead even further. He's 2-0-1. He's got 6,500 gold total to the 4,500 onto Czaru, so he has that 2,000 gold lead. It's really going to start to show once he picks up whatever item he wants to go for, most likely a death cap. But now Darien, didn't see Makler get in there. We do see Libik coming in from the side. He might have trouble here. However, Diamond isn't in the city, so is Genja, so they can turn this around.
They could turn this around. They think they've got a 3-on-1. They think Libik can throw in grasping roots don't land. But look at Darien. He's just like, I'm safe here because the arrow, sidesteps, but it lands on towards Kubon. It's Libik they jump on towards. There's going to be the Strangle Thorns. That does actually catch on towards Diamond, and the Cocoon follows straight away. They're not going to be able to pounce through in this one, and everybody backs away. Couple of ultimates used, though.
But in the end, though, because it is Genja, I believe he did have blue buff at the time, so the cooldown on that arrow is going to be very short, but they held them back, and Czaru, he wanted to go for a push on this middle turret, but immediately Genja turns around, Alex turns around, and he stops it.
Stops it dead. Libik just using that grasping roots to cover off the plants, keep vision over at the Baron area as well. 19 minutes gone, not beyond the realms of possibility. We have seen an 18-minute Baron this weekend. Of course, it was in the CIS tournament, though, and not in the LCS so far. Libik backing off. That's going to be a blue buff in danger of being taken away. Gambit, of course, Darien did take it. Diamondprox took it last time around. He was in there. That's going to be started off. Czaru has to pull away there, gets away from him. Aleksei's in trouble. Crescendo comes across just at the right time. Aleksei will pick up that kill. Mokatte now having to get away, but Diamondprox comes sliding in. Cataclysm comes down there. Pancake on him. Genja picks up that kill, turns on towards Kubon, keeps that slow going, gets the volley down there, and just steps away once again. And
this is exactly what we saw Gambit do yesterday against Alternate. Or it was day one, whatever day it was, it's too many days. But the thing is, when one goes in, they're always there around them. Like, they will always come as 5. If you think you're like, oh yeah, we got this guy all by himself, we got Alex, we got him taunted, we're gonna kill him. But then all of a sudden, 4 members of Gambit come out of the woodworks and just completely catch you off guard, picking up 2 kills. And Future Makers, they're not looking too good as this gold lead is spreading to almost 7,000.
Another blue buff picked up by Genja. I said he wouldn't be the first, and he's definitely not going to be the last. He's going to keep us on his vantage, pushing on there. Haunting guys picked up by Kubon, only just with those source boots. He's desperately trying to get something building up here on Elise, and it's not working out for him. Makler's going to get himself a chunk of farm there. Still not got that build to Cutlass completed into a Blade of the Rune King, which he's been desperately trying to get. Falling way behind, honestly, on Genja in build. And this is just all big danger signs by Meteor Makers here, because, well, Gambit on their home soil are starting to look unstoppable.
Ooh, Alex just barely escaped that grasping right there, but you're definitely right. Look at the CS counts that we have. I mean, Genja sitting at 166 farm to the 137. Alex, 190 farm to 119 on Czaru. Like, they are leaps and bounds ahead of them, not to mention they're up in kills and everything, and this is becoming really tough for Future Makers. Because Alex actually looks like, wanted to go for something there, but the turret very low. He should be able to pick this one up.
Well, Czaru just can't defend this one anymore, and the ball will be keeping him away. You can see he does take himself that turret down. The rest of the team rotating around as well. Kubon actually in that bush there. He's going to come headstrong in towards. Throws out the cocoon. Doesn't land it on Genja. They all sidestep and split away. Diamondprox going down the bottom there. He might slide in. He gets on towards Makler, and straight away the ball delivery system is there. Makler has to use the barrier. They flash out of the Stranglethorns, and now Dark is trying to keep them at bay. Kubon's going to get the repel gone towards it. There's going to be Mokatte coming through. The Diamondprox tries to get in towards them. That's going to be the Hemoplague. Is that going to be enough on Gambit? Yes, it will be. They do pick up 1. They pick up 2. Czaru now chasing on towards Darker. He's going to try and collapse on towards it. We also see Mokatte actually getting away. He didn't manage to get that Stand United going. Darker tries to turn around, tries to get a kill on Makler. Not going to happen. Meteor Makers turn it back on his head. They get a 3-for-1. They may be able to take Dragon, but you can see Darien, he wants to try and clean up.
Yeah, but Genja, he's not done. He's pushing middle right now, and Darien, he's going to try to clean up. He's going to go for Libik.
He tries to get in there. There's going to be the grasping root. The hell of arrows is going to slow him down as well. We nearly had a moment there, but look at this. While it's all happening, Genja gets himself another advantage. So many times this happens, and he works down that turret. Nobody's getting close to him.
He should be able to get that one done. Actually, no, decided to back away instead, but you did actually see, or you didn't see it, but it happened. Genja actually arrowed Mokatte and stopped him from getting involved in the bottom, though. I guess in the end, it didn't really matter too much, but still, he was able to push the middle lane, able to get some damage. And Darien, he's not done just yet. He does have a ward over that wall. He wants to go in on Czaru here, or try to take away the golem, but doesn't do either. Yeah,
a bit late on the Void Spikes there. Rub buff just spawned, doesn't matter, gets the team call, and he's going to go in and take that Dragon. So more Dragon control for Gambit, which keeps that goal ticking in their favour, despite the fact Meteor Makers just turned that 3-on-1 fight around. And it is, of course, now still just shy of 8,000 gold difference between the two teams.
Yeah, we do see Diamond. Actually, look on your minimap, coming around towards Reddit. He's trying to go for a steal here, which he does not get, but Mokatte, so he builds his jungle Shen just like this, where he ends up going for the Sunfire Cape. He doesn't go for like a supporty type of build with Aegis and Lock and stuff like that. He wants to go for that potential split pushing. However, he's the only tank on his team right now. I mean, Czaru, he will have his Zonias relatively soon, so he will be able to take up a lot of damage and then obviously use it, but that's a long time away. And then you look over at Genja right now, his Mirror Man is done. Like, he just evolved a little bit. I guess he went, got a little bit of a power up there. So
he's spikes coming out his back.
I was going to say something else, but he's going to be really strong right now, so it's going to be hard for Meteor Makers, who luckily for them have 3 members who are building armor at this point, so it shouldn't do too much, but in the end it's still going to hurt quite a bit.
But oh, look at this. Aleksei just found himself another split push wave, and he's just going to farm out. He's actually getting close to being 100 CS ahead of Czaru now on Vlad, and Vlad is a pretty fast farmer when he gets going. But look at Meteor Makers. They have got 5 members up the mid lane. They may try and push this one. It may turn back on their faces because Aleksei is coming up river.
Right now, yeah, I was watching that, but luckily they do have a ward there to spot him coming in. So, in the sun, he plays it safe. He goes around the back, and Diamondprox is nowhere near right now. So he's actually farming that top lane, and he has a little bit of a lead over his counterpart Mokatte. He's actually catching up to Darien at this point in terms of CS. Genja going to be taking red buff here. And with Diamond coming down, this could signal the engage.
It could do. We did just see the ball, actually. He didn't quite catch it on the screen, catching on towards Kubon and Mokatte, hence their damage that they both have. And they're the 2 tankiest targets for Meteor Makers. And there was a lot of damage coming out just from one little combo of Aleksei. Didn't bother pulling the trigger on the Shockwave, but with that Rabadon's complete and that Themes, he is definitely doing a lot of damage right now. And Gambit, once that wave comes through, look at Genja, who's just off the side. He wants to fire that enchanted arrow.
And it just depends on who it's going to land on. It's going to snowball the fight for them. If he can hit Kubon, if he can hit Czaru, if he can hit Makler, they're going to build him up. But instead, they're actually just push middle here. And with, Meteor Makers backing away, that's a free turret.
It's a free turret. The minion wave comes in. Now they're going to pressure on towards the inhibitor turret as well. We just saw one teleport back. There goes the arrow, lands on Makler, and immediately Darien follows in with Darker. Shockwave comes and he gets melted where he stands. Darien also jumps away from the turret damage that was coming out there. Genja uses that Barret, tanks it up. Hemo Plague, well, it's not really going to be enough. Blood, is it going to be enough? No! As soon as he comes out, Aleksei times it perfectly, and boom, he just blows up. You can see Gambit, they're going to step in. It's a 3-for-0, and going to be the inhibitor turret for Gambit.
So well played. That is Ash. That is the strongest initiate in the game right there with that arrow. You catch Makler with it, you're going to jump in on Kha'Zix, you're going to jump in on Jarvan, you're going to make him a pancake, you're going to try to Guma stop him as well. But in the meantime, Darien, he went over towards top lane. He wanted to go for a push onto this, and he should be able to get that turret down as well. So not only do they get 3 kills, not only do they get the turret and the inhibitor, they're going to get a second turret on top of it.
Yeah, Darien doing work there, and he was in there at the start of the fight. He was the one that jumped out and says, you know what, my work here is done, I'm going to get me some free farm.
No words. Don't mean to say anything when you hear the entire crowd cheering for Gambit. I think I've ever heard that until we obviously got here to Russia, but they're playing phenomenal, and it seems like the energy from the crowd is making them play even better as well. And right now, they look unstoppable.
And this would actually stretch their lead and close the gap on alternate, but take them to a 6-game win streak. Gambit, they mean business in the summer split, and why the hell not? They finished 3rd place at the Season 2 World Finals. They went down to the winners in the semi-finals. They want revenge on Taipei Assassins as well as the Korean scene, because of course they were shown up at the Intel Extreme Masters Championships. Darker, I thought, may well get charged on by Libik there instead. Oh, and instead he's going to turn it around, flashes, but he only goes into the direction of the crystal arrow. Diamond comes sliding in, gets the slowdown. Libik, well, you're dead. There's no doubt about it. He just gets the passive pop, and where are you going to aim it at doesn't really matter.
Those Ash arrows are so strong, and Genja, he's doing a phenomenal job. I mean, to be able to hit someone that flashes it is pretty damn hard.
Well, he flashed in a straight line. I mean, I'm no pro myself, but I know if that arrow is coming at me, it's not going to differ in direction. Czaru, though, he's just getting melted by Aleksei. This is showing the sheer difference between the two mid laners. We talked about how well Czaru's been playing in this mid lane before, you know, the many games he's had. But, you know, once you come against Aleksei, you know you're in a different league.
If you're down 100 CS as well, I mean, he's having a tough time because he wasn't able to farm early on against Alex, and then he went bottom to farm in a 1v2, which didn't work out well for him, and Alex has just been increasing his lead ever so slightly with the entire time, but Kubon, he might get caught here if you look over towards the top side.
Well, he's going to get leaped in. Darien's also there, so Diamondprox comes on towards him. Kubon has to get away from that one. The Shadow Dash comes out from Mokatte, but not really landing on anyone. They didn't go aggressive on Libik. I thought they may. The rest of Meet Your Makers are reacting to this one while it's all happening. Aleksei is continuing that wave, sliding along the bottom lane, but it's the top lane here. You can see the inhibitor turret is going to go down. That's the second now for Gambit. They're going to keep pushing on towards the inhibitor. Meet Your Makers, they have to defend this one, or they're simply going to lose their pace. They land the cocoon on Diamond. The chain of corruption does not land, and Gambit successfully back away. There's the crescendo, went on towards Libik. Kubon also going to get away from that one. He tries to repel in there. Another flash Shadow Dash, not working out for Mokatte. The rest of the team turning around. There's the crystal arrow, lands on towards Libik. Darien comes in, gets one reset, jumps on towards Kubon as well. They're slowing them down. You can see the shockwave pulls it in. Darien gets the second, jumps in for the third. Can he go down Mokatte? He's going to get to the fountain. He won't be able to finish that up. Hemo play comes out from Czaru. He tries to pull the blood. Is it going to be enough damage? No, it's not. Aleksei is there, cleans house. Makler trying to back away. His brother comes back out to try and defend him, but Genja has the defensive ball of Aleksei, and you can see Gambit take down the inhibitor. They're going to push on maybe on this one. They could close the game out here against Meet Your Makers. Gambit, the crowd chant, and Gambit is going to be the winning team. Meet Your Makers, they're going to go down here. It's going to be Gambit setting themselves up here in Moscow, in Russia, in front of their home crowd. They're going to go 6 wins on the bounce and take them to 6-2 in the league.
Just phenomenal job by them, and you look how happy they are to go undefeated in your home country, in your hometown, to make them so proud, to make yourself so happy. I actually haven't seen them this happy in such a long time. Darker strolls up like, yeah, good job, guys. Good game, well played. We did well. And Gambit, second place now in LCS when they started so low, had such a bad start. The crowd is going insane. You really got to give it to them.
And why not? I've seen a dominant performance from Gambit, the home heroes, who do give a big round of applause to the crowd as well. Gambit going in to congratulate, or commiserate, I guess you could say, Meet Your Makers. They wanted to try and put a performance here, Meet Your Makers. They are still third in the league. Let's not forget the newcomers effectively to the league. And, well, Gambit kind of proved that, yes, you are newcomers, guys. We know how you're going to play. We talked about it at the start. They have to try and get that first turret. But Gambit, 3 minutes into the game, they were already taking that turret down.
And you counter aggression with a better form of aggression, I guess, right there. And Meet Your Makers, they might need to go back to the playbooks and be like, what can we do to change up our style? Because teams are finally reading it, and we're starting to lose a lot of games here. But Gambit, fantastic job by them.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. That's the last game of the LCS here. We're going to go over towards the analysis desk. It's going to be Joe Miller and Trevor Quickshot Henry to take it through the final game of Moscow.
Thanks a lot, guys. A fantastic performance, as they've already said. And you can see Gambit there enjoying what is a deserved reception from the crowd. Of course, they're not just hometown heroes here. As Demon said, 6 on the bounce right now. Won every game here this weekend. And I have to say, I've not seen Darien looking that happy. I don't think ever. And certainly never seen him playing to the crowd as he has been and as he is continuing to do there. They are in their element right now.
And you know what? On the back of that game as well, the way that they did that, they've gone 3-0 this weekend. They've won 6 games in a row. They've been doing, you know, they've been soaking up this atmosphere. They've been soaking up the local crowd. And I think they're just loving it. I think the fact that they're here, they're really playing up to it, and you know, it's great to see.
Yeah, and this was a different Gambit coming out again here, I think. I mean, we already talked many times about how the crowd can influence this team overall, and they have influence them. There's no doubt about that one. Right from the get-go here, Gambit really went in, and they weren't messing around. And
you heard Aranea saying it earlier during the interview. He was even saying, look, it wasn't us that lost the game. He said, it was you guys that beat us. It was the 1,600 people. The roar of that crowd when Gambit were playing, they made no mistakes. And, you know, we were talking about heavily. Even when MYM have lost games, Czaru has performed well. Yeah. And he did not play well. I think it was 0-5-7 or 0-6-7 towards the end of that game. He just simply wasn't in it.
No, and that just showed in the whole performance, I think, there towards the end from Meet Your Makers. Missed taunts, missed this, missed
Varus
that.
ultimates,
Varus
everything.
ultimates with, yeah, and it just wasn't the Meet Your Makers that we've become used to seeing now. And as we rightly pointed out, third position is something to be very proud of at this stage from a new team into the LCS. But this was a bit of a beat down from Gambit.
It was, and I don't actually want to beat around the bush too much.
Yeah.
Let's jump into a replay quickly before we head over to the main stage. It's about 25 minutes into the game, and basically this just sums up the entirety of the match. As you see Gambit moving forward, you don't see this level of plays outside of anyone other than Alternate. The Ash arrow comes down, Crescendo locks up 3 people, and Gambit just focus one target after the other. Libik is going to be, the second to fall, and basically this is Gambit just saying, we don't care that you're on the inhibitor turret, we don't care where you are, we're going to focus you down. Czaru tries to get away with that Sanguine pool and just gets popped the moment he comes up. And that happened over and over and over and over throughout the entirety of the game.
Yeah, the replay itself is not really that impressive without seeing all the other times that Gambit did that together.
Because that's the key. It happens so many times.
Yeah, and it's really an incredible performance from Gambit here. And they kind of had that dodgy start as well to the spring split, and we know how that went on from they went on. And Darker, I really want to talk about him as well here, because he ended 0-1-12, and the time that he died, he almost took one with him as well with that
decided
crescendo.
to recommit, and if it wasn't for the Blade of the Rune King active sitting on Makler's Varus, he would have managed to pick it up. But I think he hit 3- and 4-man crescendos in almost every single time. You could see the moment the call came in from Gambit of go, of fight, or defend, whatever it was, instantly put it down, and it was just really, really well played.
Genja, the man at his side here in that duo lane, 3-0-8 with his Ash once again, and just showing that Ash is definitely an option here. We've seen him play a couple of times now. Candy Panda brought Ash out as well a little bit to lesser success. I think we can say that what Genja's brought to the table here in this one. But Gambit, as we've talked about, they've had a transition period here. They're replaced, quite frankly, one of, if not the best support player in Europe. Obviously, that's to be debated, but definitely one of the best support players. And bringing a player in there that's talented, without a doubt, but has got no experience whatsoever on the big stage. Yeah,
one of the things that's so scary is that presence that he has to fill. And I really am impressed by Darker's performance here on Sona. I've been touting his Zyra throughout the course of last weekend and this weekend, and now he's showing, hey, I can do with Sona too, guys. I'm pretty OP on some of these other champs.
Well, we're going to head over to the main stage because we've got Diamond for an